Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've had a bit of a change of plan today, so I'm still going to do mascaras, but I thought it was a little bit unfair to compare this respectissime mascara, the La Roche one, with a drugstore one, because they're not the same price. And then I found, and I'd forgotten that I'd actually bought this. I haven't used it. I've got the trial size. So this is their Real by Benefit. They're both about the same price point, and I thought this would be really good to, because they're the same sort of middle range. So today's video is going to be called testing middle range mascaras. So for those of you that really, I know I've had a couple of comments that say I've tried drugstore and they don't work for me, that you might be tempted to go a little bit sort of cheaper than the high end, and just look into these kind of middle range ones. So let's get going, shall we? Now I haven't finished my makeup. I've done my base and I've set it with powder. I'm sorry, Jack's playing and I've asked him to keep his voice down, but I've done my base and I've just put on some amber haze. Not amber haze, bronze garnet, because I am loving this at the moment. And it's just so quick. That's literally all I did. Scribble that on, and I put a bit of black eyeliner, and I tight lined with it as well, and I did my brows. I haven't, I did put my blush. I just haven't done the lipstick. So I'm going to put, I've curled my eyelashes. You got a gold everything. Shh, Jack, please. Jack, can you keep your voice down, honey? Okay. Right, okay. So I'm going to put their Real on this side, and then I'm going to do the respectissime on this side, and we'll see what the difference is. So this is Benefit. If you haven't heard of their Real, they brought out another one called Bad Gal Bang, and I have got a sample of that one, and I could have even compared those two. There's just so many, it just gets a bit overwhelming, to be honest. So I'm just going to put this one on. This one is really good, actually, in terms of lifting my lashes. Again, you may not want one that lifts. Everybody has got different requirements. But, you know, I was looking at yesterday at some Lancome mascaras, and they all said they lift. They all said they added volume. They all said they added this, that and the other. They all say the same things. There's a lot of the time it's very difficult to distinguish between which one is the best for you, because they all say thickens, lengthens, volume, drama, and you think, okay, but you've got 6 mascaras in your range and they're all saying exactly the same thing. And it would be really helpful if you said this, buy this one if, and buy this one if. But they don't. They all just say mega volume, even more mega volume, super volume. And you think, right, okay, so they're all mega volume. They all help me lift. So which one do I get? So this is one coat of their Real. Now I think this comes in different colours as well. I'm so tempted to get a purple one. I've got a red mascara, by the way. I've got a MAC red mascara, can you believe? And I often put that on the tips if I'm doing I got it when I was I bought the Urban Decay heat palette, and I'd do black mascara and then I'd put red on the tips.
So we're not allowed spraying weapons?
It's quite subtly, it ended up looking sort of more burgundy on me, to be honest. But so okay, that's their Real, and I will now, that's one coat of their Real, and on this side I'm going to put this respectissime, I think it's pronounced. And as I said, this one I got because it is very hypoallergenic. And it is waterproof as well. So
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that. I was just.
I had a sample, by the way, of Clinique Take the Day Off.
I was about to pick it up.
And I have to say that
I was about to pick it up, and then I
was very grateful of it yesterday with all this testing out mascara and putting 3 coats on, because it was very good at taking it off. And I do find Charlotte's is good as well, although it's a bit strange because you're supposed to add water to it, but it does really do the job well.
Oh yeah.
If you ever get the full size, I did get it once. It's really weird because there's a pump and you put your cotton wool pad on top of the pump and press so that it goes onto the pump. And then you're supposed to dampen the sponge with the cotton pad with water as well to dilute the formula. So this is respectissime.
Yeah, I really do not build at all.
This seems a little bit easier at getting into those corners than the other wand. Sometimes it's difficult to know. I think with a lot of these mascaras, it's the wand rather than the actual formula. Thank you for all your comments about the Clinique Under Eye mascara. I had a couple of comments about that. If anyone's used Pixie, could you let me know? Because it would be nice to get an under eye one. But again, I just want to know, is it the formula or is it just the brush? Because if it's just the brush, I'm sure you could get a brush from somewhere else. Okay, so that is 1 coat of both mascaras. And now, it's often in the second coat, I think, with these, that you see a real difference. So I'm going to go in now, back with the Benefit. They're real.
I wasn't spraying. He said don't spray, so I didn't spray.
And I'm twisting. As I'm pulling up on the lash, I'm twisting it round to really pull them up.
Hey Lloyd, say hello to my little friend.
And trying to get right into the root.
I ran through a fence. I was just like, what? You can't shoot through a fence. And then I just got shot through a fence.
Now, I feel that's lifted a lot. Can you see? If I relax my eyes now, it will touch here. Okay. I'll just dab a bit there, but I don't want to do a second coat on the bottom lash. A tiny bit of sticking together, but not too bad. And now let's go in with a second coat. Now I think because this is hypoallergenic, this by the way is a bristle brush, whereas the other brush, the Benefit one, is a plastic brush. I quite like the plastic brushes. I just find them easier to pull the mascara through. So let's see what this is like.
You said you didn't like getting in mill battles.
And again, I'm going to do the same thing, is try and twist the brush.
I'm going to no-scope you.
As I'm putting it on. There is not as much resistance
I'm going to try
on this one as I'm doing it.
Well, I no-scoped the wall, but I didn't no-scope you.
And I think because it's sensitive, for sensitive eyes, it probably doesn't have as much thickening fibres in it, which is obviously the fibres are one of the major irritants for mascara, but also it makes it look a little bit more, if you're one of those people that likes it to look natural, I think this separates the lashes a lot more than the Benefit one, and it doesn't feel as though it's getting stuck the brush as much as the other one. So it's not going to thicken as much, but it's going to keep them separated a lot. And I'll just again go back over.
Can we still not use tacks?
Okay. Shall I do a third?
I'm taking that as
Why not?
whatever.
I'll do a third just to show you. I wouldn't probably stop at that normally, but we'll do a third. And I will let that dry down. That looks like they've clumped together a little bit.
Wait, is Muller still using
Okay,
the
we'll go back in a minute. So let's go in with the third.
If he's doing that, I'm using a tack against
The
them.
Benefit one looks like it's got a few little blobs resting on the end there.
What should I drop it for?
So
Now I'm just gonna
back
use my
in,
tack.
I'm just going to go under the lash this time.
Where is he?
With the third coat. Just to see if we can get anything else out of this. And one of you, I think it was Deborah, was saying that the thing about the cheaper mascaras is that you have to go in more than once, whereas some of the, sorry, I thought there was something on my teeth then, some of the less expensive, more expensive ones, you can just do it in one coat. So, and now I'm just swapping over to the La Roche one.
Why does it already seem
And this is so much easier to comb through. It's not tugging at all. So even though it was looking a bit clumpy, they're not actually stuck together because it's not resisting on the brush at all.
SMG.
You know how sometimes when you're doing the first round, it feels quite easy to pull through on your bare lashes, but then you have to pull a bit more. That's not pulling at all. Okay, so there you have it.
Okay.
Benefit, they're real. And
I wanna
La Roche-Posay. So La Roche, let me just zoom in. Can this go up a bit higher? Let's see if I can get you into a better light. Slightly better light. Let's move this one. This light a little bit. Sorry, my eyes are looking terrible at the moment because I had 2 hours sleep at 9 o'clock this morning. And then this is the Benefit one. I can't really tell much of a difference. I think there's slightly more lift to this one and slightly more separation in that one. These ones look like they're kind of getting stuck together right at the end, whereas these, although they look like they could be clumped up, they're not. They're just, it's just the way that they're sitting together. They're not actually stuck together. So this is more wispy. Let's see about. That's still not dry. That's dry. That feels a lot better on the eye. This feels a lot more clumpy on the eye.
Out of my own will, without you killing me.
Okay.
Yes, but I need shotguns because I normally use them.
Now, I'm not going to do a wear test all day because it's actually, I've left it quite late to do this, but I suddenly thought, just for the sake of, let me finish off with this eye with one layer of the last one that I told you about, and you can see what that one looks like, but obviously it's going to be over this one. Okay, I'll take a picture of these two first because I forgot to do that yesterday and had to do screenshots, and then I will put the colossal one over this side. I might put it over both. We'll see. Okay, now this started because one of you was saying that you liked mascaras that
Okay.
provided a lot of volume, and did I know of any drugstore ones. And this is called Colossal Volume. I'm going to put this first on this eye, and I might put it on both. Let me, oh, I forgot to take the picture. I'll be back. 1 second. Okay, I've just taken a picture looking up, and you will see when you see this picture what I mean about having actually quite long lashes, but they just grow out straight.
Finally.
Almost need a perm. Right, so this is Colossal Volume. Okay, and I'm going to put this on this. Now, this is the one I read that Huda had said. This is like wearing a pair of false eyelashes. And bear in mind, I've just put 3 coats of the other one on. But just so that we can have one final look and see whether this really does give colossal volume.
Lloyd, why?
I don't normally put 5 coats of mascara on, but that's what I'm going to do today. I'm glad I got some of that Clinique sample left. Let's go for broke and put it on the other one as well. I suddenly realised a lot of these times when I'm doing these reviews, by the way, I give away products to my family. Because obviously I'm not going to use like 4 mascaras, blah, blah, blah. I suddenly realised yesterday I can't do that with mascaras. You all right there, Jack? Right, second coat. I'm going to have to find out what's so funny.
Oh my gosh, my lungs hurt from that.
All right, that's colossal volume. Go on then, tell us why you were laughing. Tell the viewers why you were laughing. No?
I was laughing about what, like, a thing Lloyd did in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he put some traps down. I started laughing, and then I started laughing strangely. And then my friend Hamza started making these weird noises, making me laugh.
Oh. Okay, so that's colossal volume. I don't think it's sort of made. I think this one is probably very good for sensitive eyes, and it does. What I like about this one is it does actually build up the lash without making it feel too clumpy, and without it feeling like you've got really hard lashes that are difficult to comb through. So out of all of them, I would go for this. And when you look up the reviews online that talk about the best mascaras, the ones that mention this actually pick this one out. So I'll put the link below. The others, to be honest, I really don't think they make a big lot of difference. Whichever one you choose, they're all about the same. I'm going to finish off my makeup and I'll be right back. I've just got to pick a lipstick, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, I'm back, and I'll put on Stoned Rose by Charlotte Tilbury. So that's today's look. I've now got huge eyelashes. I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of days. I just think they're all about the same. Whatever they say they do, they all seem to have similar claims, and they all work in the same way. Some have got a bit more lift than the others. Some have got more fibres in them. But I hope I've given you an idea about them. I was quite impressed with their reel when I first got it. But actually comparing it with the others, I don't think it's actually that different. They're all good. There's nothing that sets any of them apart. There's nothing that made me say to you, ooh, go and get this one. The only one, as I said, would be this one, in that it doesn't have this stuff that goes gritty on mascara, and it does, I think, well, obviously I've put that colossal over the top now, but I think it did lift them without making them stick together. All right, I'm going to go now because Jack's got the fit of giggles about something he's watching. All right, take care. Have a good weekend, what's left of it, and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.